James Wan, director of films such as Saw, Insidious, and The Conjuring, his next film is going to be Fast and the Furious 7. So as I said in my intro, Furious 7 is directed by James Wan. Now I'm going to be completely honest, I've never seen a Fast and the Furious movie in my entire life. They just never really seemed like my kind of movies. Whenever I go to see a movie, I try to find something that has more depth and has a better story. The Fast and the Furious movies always just seemed like dumb Michael Bay-esque movies, which I'm personally not a fan of, but I know a lot of other people are fans of stuff like that, and that's completely fine. Though unexpectedly for me anyway, I've heard that the past two movies have actually been legitimately really good movies. So I was curious to see how so, which is one of the 3 reasons why I was so interested in seeing Furious 7. Those other 2 reasons being, as I mentioned in my intro, James Wan is a horror film director, and now he's taking on the action genre. I was really interested to see how well he would do in that genre. The other reason being the tragic death of Paul Walker, and I wanted to see how they worked that out in the film. So yeah, I'd say that those were good reasons for me to go see Furious 7, and also a good way to kick off my new YouTube channel. So, how was Furious 7? I actually had a great time with this movie. Furious 7, while it was pretty dumb, I thought that it was a really good movie. I had such a fun time with it. The action was really good. It was handheld cam, which there's a big difference between handheld cam and shaky cam. Handheld cam is whenever it's used as an art form, and it wants to have a realistic handheld vibe to it. Shaky cam, however, is whenever the cameraman just grabs the camera, is like, "Rah!" because they're trying to recreate the magic used in handheld film style. And this movie has handheld film style, which I'm a big fan of. And this movie really had a deep emotional core to it as well. I found myself really loving all the characters and enjoying to see their interactions with each other. And Paul Walker's death, while I will not spoil anything from the film, was handled perfectly. And yeah, it is kind of obvious sometimes when there's CG Paul Walker, or whenever there's a fight scene, they never show his face. Which that would be an issue that I would have with any other movie, but you know what? It's not really an issue here. They took what they were given and they made the best possible thing they could have out of it, which I give them props for that. So anyway, was I surprised that James Wan could pull this off? Yeah, I really was, because looking back on his filmography, none of his films have ever been too outstanding to me. I never saw Saw, because I know that it's a torture porn movie, and I really don't want to watch a torture porn movie. Now, Insidious I saw, and I love the first half of it, very well done, though the second half of it was a little over the top and pretty silly, which made me kind of disappointed. Now, The Conjuring was a really good movie, but it had its really cheesy moments to it as well. So, none of his movies have been too great so far. But I would say that out of the movies I've seen that he's made, this is probably his best one in my opinion. So yeah, James Wan, continue making action movies. If they're as good as Furious 7, then that's great. Because the rating I'm giving Furious 7 is great. Yeah, I strongly recommend you go check this movie out and let me know what you thought of it. Make sure to comment below. Also like this video if you like this video. Make sure to subscribe and have a very Brandon day.